right, welcome everybody to another Integration Quest MuleSoft study group. Glad to have everybody here today. And we have Akash today presenting on practical applications of Anypoint Partner Manager. We're happy to have him. I'm going to cover a couple things and then I'll turn everything over to him and get everything started. We've got quite a few people here today and I'm looking forward to this. So as always, if your mom and dad would have said not to do it or say it, please don't do it. Everything's been great as of late, and we'll just keep that going. It's been awesome. I'm letting everybody know that I'm like literally over checking some comments on the YouTube channel and responding back to people. So if you ever miss one of these study groups, it's not a huge deal because you can go check it out in the library of Integration Quest. We can go and check all the archives. You can check all these study groups. It's awesome. It's a great way to keep up with all this. And even if you're in the study group, you might drop for a minute. You can go check it out. It's all archived. We're going to put today's study group on there. So there's two different links, so you can go get on there and subscribe. Hit that bell so that way you know every time I put a new study group on, and you can check it out. It's a great way to keep up with everything. Like I said, today we have Akash Rangalani in here today, and he's going to be presenting. He has over 12 years of experience in IT and over 9 years of experience specializing in just MuleSoft. Like I'm always saying, it's not just about the experience. I like to cover that just so that way everybody knows, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. But it's also the deal where he's willing to come and share with us today and present on what he's presenting on and is just willing to give back. So that's the huge deal. It's not just about the experience, it's the willingness to share and take away from, I'm sure, a busy schedule because we all have one. So thank you so much, Akash. I want everybody to please give him a warm welcome, a huge thank you for coming out today. I'm going to stop talking so he can do that very thing and go ahead and share with us what he's got to present.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for inviting me to represent this topic. So hope everything's going good. I will quickly share my screen, and guys, let me know if you guys able to see my screen.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. So you still have all your little slides off to the left-hand side. So just go ahead and go to full screen view. And I think you'll have what you're looking for. There you go. That looks great. I'm going to keep an eye on the chat, Akash. So as always, if anybody has questions, put them in the chat and I'll just kind of throw my hand up and we'll ask as we go because it's just open and we're free to ask questions. Okay, everybody? All right.
Sounds good. So yeah, today's topic we have Anypoint Partner Manager. So in order to start with Anypoint Partner Manager, first we'll go to the basics of the EDI. What is EDI and why we are using it. So let's say we have two parties. One is buyer, one is supplier. Okay, and let's say Walmart is trying to order something to the Coca-Cola. So what they will do, they need to create a purchase order. So there are different ways to create a purchase order. You can email them, you can tell them on phone, or you can say you can send the file, or you can mail them. These are different ways to create a purchase order. But in all these ways, there is a possibility of minor errors, manual errors, because all these are manual stuff. Anyone need to create a purchase order manually, send it to the supplier. Supplier will send the invoice. So there is a high possibility of errors and data misinterpretation. So in order to avoid that, we have EDI. EDI is nothing but electronic data interchange in which will both the party will understand a specific format of the data, and this will be used worldwide format, so everyone will using the same type of format. So let's say I want to create a purchase order, so I will create my purchase order in the same EDI format. I'll show you how EDI will look like, but yeah, for now, first we'll buyer will send a purchase order to the supplier in a specific EDI format. That EDI format is a purchase order EDI format, or there's a code also that is 850. So we have hundreds of code for each type of transactions, whether it is purchase order, invoice, grocery purchase order, grocery invoice, shipment details, and all those things. Okay. So interchange of data between two systems or two parties using a electronical way is nothing but an EDI. Okay. Now we'll move to the next part. So in this diagram, you can see we have a business partners over here which can understand any kind of EDI. So EDI can have actual EDI, EDI, fact, XML, JSON, any kind of data partner can send to us. Okay, and they will send to the partner manager, and under this partner manager we have a whole system which basically tells us how to process the data, how to send to the backend system, and how to send the acknowledgement back to the partner. Okay, so partner manager will do all the stuff for you. You just need to send the data in a specific format, whatever partner needed, and we'll process everything and we'll get back the same format to the, we'll give the acknowledgement to the partner. Okay, now we'll understand the basic of EDI transactions we have. Let's say one trading partner is trying to initiate a purchase order. Okay, so they will do it in an EDI format, that is 810 EDI format. Okay, I'll show you all the EDI format. Once we receive the purchase order, order acknowledgement will send by uh, the receiver, send back that we received your order, that is 855. Okay, then we have advanced shipment noticing. Once we send the 850, partner can send us the 856 as back a different EDI format, which is nothing but a advanced shipment notice, which will have all the shipment details, like from which shipment they are using, what is the expected date, what is the tracking details, and everything. Once this is completed, the partner will send invoice in the format of 810. So this is an invoice which will have the receiver's party address, receiver's party details, sender party details, what number of number of items that are invoiced, total price, taxation, any discounts, and everything will be available in 810 format. Then we have 820, which is the payment reconciliation, streamline reconciliation, where we have the payment order. This is 846, which is nothing but inventory inquiry. Let's say I'm sending order to the Walmart is sending order to the, let's say, Coca-Cola. So what they will do first, they will inquire the inventory, what is the inventory right now they have. Then only they can send. Let's say I want to order 100 carats. Then inventory is only 50, so I cannot order the 100 carat, right? So before ordering, we can check the inventory also. And last is a function acknowledgement that we received your transaction. So after receiving 850, buyer one is sending 850 to buy. Sorry, seller one. So seller one will send 997 that I received the purchase order. It is a functional acknowledgement we call, or confirmation receipt. Any questions in this?
I'm not seeing any so far. You're doing great. I'm following.
Cool. So in order to manage every transaction end to end, we'll use partner manager for this to make everything streamlined. Okay, so partner manager comes in picture where we have all the B2B transaction. It can be X12, it can be EDI, fact, it can be HL7 also. So for healthcare we'll use HL7. For normal PO invoices we'll use 850 X12 connect, X12 basically format. Then we have different format EDI effect for different usage. So these are like you can say the standardized formats which are already defined and used by throughout every country. Every supplier will use the same format, so there is no discrepancy in the data. So in order to start with the partner manager, first we need to, I will show you, before that I will show you how the EDI will look like. Okay, so this can you guys see my screen? I will make it a little big.
I see it. I do hear a little bit of talking in the background. Make sure it may be somebody else. Let me mute them. Okay, there we go. Carry on, carry on. Looking great.
Sure. So this is the 850 purchase order EDI X12 format. Okay. So the first line will represent the ISA tag. This is nothing but the identifier for the supplier, or the who is the supplier, and the buyer. So here we have this identifier one. This is the second identifier. This will have basic detail like what is the date, time, what is the format, what is it a production or a queue environment, and everything. Then we have GS tag. GS tag will represent the purchase order, what is the purchase order number, what is the time they initiated the purchase order, and what is the format. Then we have ST tag. ST tag will tell you about it is 850, and this will be start of 850, and this will be the end of 850. Okay, then these are specific tag related to the purchase order. So we have packaging, what we're gonna order. So we have PO01, which will have this detail. This is the description, small widget. Then we have medium widget, what is the quantity we are ordering, and everything about the purchase order. Okay, so in this, I'm ordering some medium widgets with two carton with 220 each, and what is the price of each. Sorry, what is the exact details about the purchase order. Okay, so this is the basic purchase order. You can look the EDI will look like this. Okay, before moving to the presentation, what I will do is I will just open a partner manager, and I will show you the how the partner manager will look in real time. Okay, so this is the partner manager. Here you can see four things, right? Here first is the environment. Basically, we want to set the environment with the sandbox, production, and all. Once we have the environment, the first thing here we have the host profile. That is us. Okay, integration quest for now. So in this, you will define all the identifiers, certificate, endpoints, message types, everything about us. I mean, who is implementing this right now. So if you'll see, we'll have the organization host profile contain your organization's details about the B2B. It can be SFTP details, host identifier, HTTP endpoints, AS2 URL, and certificates. Okay, so this is about us. Now we have partners tab where we create a partners to whom we need to interact with. So in this condition, in this scenario, I have created a pseudo partner, but here you can have any partner. Uh, like CVS is ordering something from, let's say I'm ordering something from the Mondelez, so I can create a Mondelez partner, or any partner I can create over here. Okay, so here we have identifiers for the partners. Okay, so I told you that GS1, GS here you can see, right? So this identifier, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, whatever it is. This is the identifier for this. Okay, here we'll have partner certificate if you are using any AS2 protocol. Here we have endpoints for the partner, and receive and send from the partner. These are the acknowledgments settings for the partners. Okay, next is the message flow. Here we'll create a full message flow where we'll receive the data, or we'll receive the data from the partner, or we are sending data to the partner. So if we'll create a new message flow, here we have send to partner, receive from partner. Let's say I'm sending purchase order to the 850 to the partner, so I'll say send to partner, and I'll create the flow. I'll show you in practical session. Then we have activity tab. Here you will see all the activities, all types of partner related activities, like what are the transactions we perform, what are the failed transaction, what are the successful transaction, maintenance and acknowledgement, and everything about the transaction we are doing on this partner manager. Okay, so host profile I told you, partner is the same thing but for the partner. Okay, then we have message flow. So for 850 we'll create one message flow, for 810 we'll create second message flow, like that. It can be inbound or whether it's outbound, that is from receiving from the partner or sending to the partner. Okay, activity basically tells you about all the runtime logs or the trail for all the B2B transaction. Any questions in this?
Ryan said he loves buying some widgets. It's not a question, it's just a statement.
Okay,
Looking good. Carry
cool.
on.
So I will recap this quickly. So this is us, our identifier, our certifications. These are the partner identifier and partner certifications. Everything about the partner. This is the message flow we'll create in order to process the incoming and outgoing data. And activity will show you everything about all the messages. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move to the architecture of this APM architecture. Okay. So we have this cloud hub. So first we have source from where we are getting the data. Okay. Let's say I'm getting a invoice from the partner. Okay. So once we have a receiver endpoint. Okay. And then all these you can see small ones are the Anypoint MQ. Internally, everything is connected to Anypoint MQ to make it a synchronous flow. Okay. So once we receive the invoice, what we'll do, we'll document processing will convert the invoice into the actual format. Okay. And the replica service we have, which basically connects with the partner manager in activity tab, it is used, and it is connected to the payload storage API. Now, what is payload storage API? Payload storage API basically whatever you're getting in inbound, you need to store somewhere for future use or for the audit purpose. So you can use any payload storage API. So it will store the payload in any of the storage. Storage can be anything like object store, S3 bucket, or blob storage, or anything. So here you can use any storage, and according to that, you need to configure your payload storage API. Okay. Once everything is processed, there will be an endpoint which is sending to the target. So source is sending some data to us, we are transforming it, and then we are sending to us, final delivery to us. Okay. So this is about the APM architecture. Okay. Now we'll go to the live session. Any questions till now?
No questions so far. As always, I'm
So
looking forward to the live session because that's where I really feel like everything starts setting
cool.
in. So looking good, buddy. Thank you.
So once we are here, you will see empty everything. So first we need to configure the payload storage API. Okay. Payload storage API Exchange provides us the about the payload storage API. So you can download from the Exchange. Payload storage, just search payload storage object store Exchange. You can see the implementation of this. Okay, so you can download this asset from the Exchange, and you can use the same asset. Right now this asset is using object store retrieve and store, but you can use anything like S3 bucket or anything. This is the for the S3 bucket template. This is for S3 bucket, so you can download that according to your requirement. Once you download that, you need to publish, or you need to deploy that particular app in your runtime manager. Once you deploy that app, you will see in this endpoint. This endpoint you need to configure over here. Okay. And all those things, authentication certificate that you can give. Once you configure this endpoint, then you need to configure your own identifiers. So right now I have a sample um, format. So this is, let's say, this is my purchase order. Okay, this is very readable format. We have partner identifiers, and then we have detail, weight about the stuff what we are ordering. This is the item description. This is all this dummy right now. What is the purchase order number? What is the item description? What is the quantity I'm ordering? What is the total cost? Anything? What is the facility I'm using? What is done? Everything about the order, purchase order, and this is bill to details about the purchase order. Okay, so now this is my input. Okay, so my identifier is this. So we have different identifier: ref identifier, actual identifier, actual dunce number identifier. So here, if you'll see, this is one identifier we have. This is dunce number identifier. Okay, so here I have defined all the identifiers. Okay, then these things I will show you how to do it. Then we'll move to the partner. Here we'll define the partner identifiers. and here will be the partner endpoint. That also I will define later. Okay. So once you have the your identifiers and partner identifier, you can go and create the messages. Okay. So let's say, let's do one thing. Let's create one more partner. Okay. Partner, I'll say test partner. Identifier, I will, for now I will add reference ID test. Okay. I created the partner over here. What I will do, I will create on new. I will add a few more. I added a reference ID. I will add a ISA tag, which is also an identifier. I'll say same identifier test, and I will add a GSA tag, which is also a test. Okay. Now I created an identifier. Now I gonna create the flow. So what I will do is I will just go and send to partner. I will do. Okay. Which partner I have to select? The new partner which I have created. I'll click on select. Now this is the flow, the incoming request, mapping, data type, and send to partner. Okay. So we'll start from here. Here I need to select the my source project source. If you don't have anything, you can create a new HTTP here from here, and it will deploy one application in your runtime manager. So for now, I have created this outbound source, so I will just select this. What is the source message type? Okay, so I have a specific message type over here. What I'm receiving. So 850 outbound we have, and in this I have added the mapping. I will show you what is the use of mapping. So I have just created one 850 outbound. Okay, I will use the same over here. I will go over in this, uh, this select 850 outbound. So for 810, you will create a new one. Okay.
I do have a question when you get to a good spot. I don't want to interrupt at a bad spot, but there is a good question. Okay. Whenever you're ready,
Mhm.
Akash.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the chat, Ryan is asking when choosing a source, we would choose from a list of sources we have created ahead of time. Could be an FTP server or could be an EDI clearinghouse, right?
Yeah.
What would a clearinghouse look like? He's asking.
Uh, what is what? I missed the last point.
Okay, so the last point was he was asking what would a clearinghouse look like an EDI clearinghouse, if you were using that.
So, so source host can be anything. Like it can be SFTP. So, will so this source host basically how we are sending the data to the partner. So right now I have HTTP outbound. So manually I will call this endpoint to send the 850 purchase order.
Okay, if that
Okay.
doesn't
Okay, so
care.
if it was a clearinghouse, do they have to have your URL ahead of time, or how do they? Like the clearinghouses have a bunch of businesses, right? So maybe I have 3 or 4 partners that are at
Correct.
Sterling or
So
something.
they will share this URL to them,
Yes,
or
and
we are
for
sending.
inbound.
No. So we are sending purchase order to the partner, right? So here we have our URL. So our, let's say
Oh,
our
okay.
internal SAP system is generating purchase order.
Yes,
SAP system will call this endpoint.
that makes sense. So that's not for the partners yet. The
No,
end of it is, you got it.
this will be the part for the partner. Okay. So test references, I will select reference ID which I have created. Okay. So this is integration quest, which will be the same. Here is the transformation message we need to do. Okay. So I have a transformation message I have created for my input request. So my input is in this JSON format. So this JSON format will convert into the XML format of EDI, EDI XML format in MuleSoft JSON. Okay. So I'll quickly show you. I had that part. Okay, so this you can see this transformation message, which is nothing but it's converting into the XML format. This type of transformation we need to do it by our own. So this mapping will be shared by the partner. So ISA01 will have some dummy or empty value. This is getting it from the address detail. This is the partner identifier. This is the purchase order number. This is header others. Then bill to dones and purchase order. So this we need to do it. This transformation message. This transformation message output will be in Excel format. Okay. So here we have to add that particular transformation message. I will add the transformation message over here. Upload. Now the type I'm using, so here if you are using any other type, like let's say Excel you are using, right? So format is, so these are the versions of the Excel. So mainly in market you will see 4010 is the latest used by majority of the other retailers and retailers basically. And here you need to select the transition you need to provide, whether it is 850, 810 or whatever. And if you want to use standard one, you can use standard, otherwise you can make it customized also. So for now I do have over here 850, so I'll just select this. Okay, and here I will select the identifier which I defined over there, right? The test for test partner I identifier test, correct? And now send to partner. This is the endpoint we need from the partner right now. Right now we don't have the partner, so what I did, I will just send my own endpoint. Okay, so I have one endpoint over here which I will use to, so this endpoint I can use to send the data. So expect this, I mean this will be your partner's the partner's endpoint. Okay, so I will just go over here, we'll create on new, we are sending HTTPS, and here I will provide the URL. The end URL will be look like this, just a minute. Okay, so I will just add this URL. Okay, so this is a process app or the partner endpoint, whatever. I'll say none and click on save. Okay, already exist. Okay, I already have this endpoint because I already have this URL. I cannot use the same URL for the different partner, right? So this can be used by some one partner. So for now I will just update this to 1. Okay, that's it. So now you can see everything is on green. I will deploy this application. I'll say init deploy. What this application do is once the deployment start, it will basically deploy a few of the applications in your runtime manager: inbound, outbound, document processing, and replica service. Okay, replica service basically it uses the payload storage API to store the payload and get the payload from there. Then we have processing service, which is transformation message. Basically inbound and outbounds are the HTTPs. Okay, so this will deploy, and here we can see the activity. Now the main part, right now it's deploying, so I will use this one. So this is quite similar to that only. I have a source, I have defined this outbound messages and all the references, the same data view, and here all the identifiers I have, and the send to pseudo partner. Okay, so I need to call this endpoint to send the purchase order. Okay, so this is the endpoint we have. So this is my purchase order which I'm gonna send to the partner. Okay, so I will just change the purchase order number to make it different, And okay, I'll send this. Once you send this, you will get a 202 accepted. So it accepted the data. Now the process started. It will get the data, transform it into X12 and send it to the partner. Okay, so you can see over here right now I just sent one event. If you click on this event, so you can see two pseudo partner. And what is the message type, what is the document ID? Business key is nothing but your purchase order number in this scenario. Okay, so these are the sender. You can see sender receiver identifiers. Okay, and this is the source payload I have, and it converted into actual format and send it to the API, right? So I'll show you the process API which is sending to APM process API. In this app, I'm just logging it right now. Okay. So if you want to see the payload, target payload, you can see this is X12 format of the purchase order. So in this way, basically you can do end-to-end use of the partner. Let's say if you want to say receive from partner. So let's say you want to receive from pseudo partner. I click on send. So this will be the receiver endpoint. Right now, I had not configured any endpoint, so I can configure if I want any. I can configure the endpoint. It can be HTTP or yeah, I can say B2B inbound. I'll say none. So once we deploy this, in this scenario, you need to share this endpoint to the partner. Partner will call this endpoint and send us the invoice. Source message is nothing, so I will do X12 version 4010. And I'll say, let's say an invoice I'm taking, so I will use the standard format and save it. And same identifier I will select over here, pseudo identifier and this identifier. If I want to send an acknowledgement, I can send this and I can select the endpoint for the acknowledgement. Right now I don't have acknowledgement, so I will just unselect this. Here I have mapping. So for now what I will do is I will just copy this. I'll just do it payload, save this, outbound mapping.twl. I'm just converting into just a JSON format. Okay, upload, and here is we need to define the JSON format. If there is an schema I can use, or I can use 810 inbound. Save it. And what is the endpoint? Endpoint, I need to define it from here. I can use the same endpoint if I want. And authentication none. Unsecure, save. That's it. I can deploy this endpoint, and this will deploy the application in runtime manager.
That little warning pops up on the top right all the time.
Oh. There's another message deploying. Okay, so the other is also deploying. So once this is completed, we can deploy one more
You're faster than Anypoint.
Okay. So this is the way we can, these have all the filters where we can use what we want. It's external message I want from here we accepted, send, overdue. So this is in specific to EDI. If the partner is sending 997 as accepted, so you can see all the accepted ones. If it is errored one or overdue or rejected or failed, you can see like this over here: processing, delivered, or processing or failed. And this will give all the information about the details, and all this whatever you can see over here, this is stored in the object store right now. Any questions in this? Yeah.
No questions, just really cool. Really, really cool to see this. I didn't know it was set up even like this, like flows even. So really neat to see. Akash.
Yeah. So this is straightforward. Once you have the mapping, this is the only I would say the most difficult part with the transforming into a specific Excel format. But apart from that, everything is really straightforward. You can onboard partner within 2 hours if you want. If you have everything, about the partner, if you know everything about the partners, endpoints, and everything.
Is there a maximum number of partners you can connect to? Or is
No, no.
it is
You
there
can
a
connect,
fee per partner or anything like that?
no, you can connect any number of partner, 100, 200, 500.
Okay. Nice.
So this is deployed. I can deploy this now.
That's a big business with 500.
Yeah, I mean the big companies like Walmart and all, they are using Kroger's, Walmart, Target. They have a lot of partners. So yeah.
Philip's asking a question in the chat. So Philip is asking, when you have security configured, how does it work when a partner is calling your endpoint? How
Correct.
do they authenticate themselves to you?
Good point. So over here, you can see, I'll just open this. We want to edit. Right now, I have not deployed into VPC. I can manage everything with the partner API manager and auto discovery ID. If I enable this and add the auto discovery ID over here, from this here, where it is API manager, yeah. So you need to add your application in this, and you can add the policies, client ID enforcement, OAuth, whatever policy you want, you can add. So all the endpoints will be secure then.
That's a good question, Philip.
Any more questions?
Anybody already got their hands on Partner Manager? For me, this is my first time even looking at it. Akash and I had to get access to, and we got to give a lot of thanks to 5Dimensions for letting us use their partner account so we could get this set up, because Integration Quest is still working on getting Partner Manager in our partner account. So it was a big favor that 5Dimensions, Jim Andrews did for us. So a big shout out to you guys. And then so I haven't got my hands on it. This is like the first time I've seen anybody use Partners Manager for anything. So it's a great study group for me as a learner. I don't know if the rest of you guys have already been using it, and if you had any practitioner questions for Akash. Akash has been doing it. You want to give a little? You've been doing Partner Manager for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get started with it?
1 year, 2 year back.
2 years ago, and that was the new version of it, right? That wasn't
Yeah.
the old. Yeah, so you've always been on the new version.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something you've been using for real. So if anybody had any questions for actual hands-on from somebody who's been doing it for 2 years, you got somebody right here.
I even see Ram is in the study group. Have you had any experience with it, Ram? I know you've done a lot of different things and tried a lot of different things. Ram's in another group that I'm in, and he's always like sharing different things. I was checking to see if he had any experience with it.
Maybe away from his mute button.
He may be. But
Yeah.
yeah, just keep questions coming in, anybody, and that is awesome.
Yeah. So what's in Runtime Manager? That's what I was curious about anyway. So you kept redeploying it, and it keeps making new apps for every message exchange.
No, it will create one app for inbound HTTP, one app for outbound HTTP.
And
If you're
then
using
share.
SFTP, it will create one app for SFTP also.
I see.
Document processing will be the same, and replica will be the same.
That makes sense.
So I can show you till then. I can show you how the pillar storage API work over here. So
Sure.
So here we have provided. This is provided by the exchange MuleSoft, so you can use this. So we have two endpoints over here. One is post endpoint. One is get endpoint. Post endpoint will use to post the data into the object store, and get endpoint will get the data from the object store. So over here, if you'll see in post operation, I am passing the organization and environment ID. This organization and environment ID will use to store the data in particular environment inside the particular organization, so that while fetching it, it will get it from the same environment. Okay. So here I'm using the store. I'm creating a unique UUID, unique collision ID kind of, and I'm using it as a key, and I'm storing the payload. And at the response, I'm sending as a response header with that the same correlation ID, this content record ID. So this record ID will be used in order to fetch the data. Next time if you're fetching the data, you will have this record ID, and you will call this get endpoint, which will retrieve data from the object store. Same way, if you want to implement S3 bucket over here, you can remove this and you can add S3 bucket. So few things I can show you how real-time work. Let's say Kroger CDI, I can check. So they are using this EDI, which is a document follow up partner one EDI 850. Let's see their 850 IDs. Okay. So this is their content where you can check all the details about their mapping. Okay. So we are getting this beginner 01, beginner 02, 03, 04, CUR, ref IDs, and everything about they are using. Okay. So whenever any partner is connecting with you, they will share this, what they are sending and how they are sending. We can map according to that. Exchange also provide few of the pre-built applications where you can see pre-built database, but it depends on majority of the partner what informations are required, what informations are optional. That totally depend on the partner. Cool. So this is about that, and then let me see what else we can cover. So right now, partner manager support Cloud of 1.0 till now. We don't have the from MuleSoft side. It supports only Cloud of 1.0, but then probably in future they are planning to move to Cloud of 2.0, or I think this next year only they will do it. Cool. So I think yeah, this is the transition ID. If you want to see the transition ID, you can see step-by-step process. What is successful, what is failed. Let's say let's take a fail scenario. Okay, what I will do is I will send a different partner. I will send a wrong partner ID. Okay, we'll see what happened. It accepted over here. You click on activities, click on transmissions. So you say partner not found. So if any of the data, any wrong data is coming, we can see partner not recognized. That means the input data will have the issue. If you want to replay, I can replay it, but it will error out because the partner identifier not found in the incoming request. So you can check your input JSON and then which is what is the issue in it. Same way, if I will send something wrong over here, let's say I'll say purchase ID as purchase order number as a null. Okay, we'll see this then. I'll click on activities, transmissions, refresh. I think I have not added the validation whether purchase order one empty can come or not. That's why it's successful. Otherwise, we can add the validation in our transformation message and it will fill in the transformation and you will see that error over here. Where else we have purchase order rate system? Let me search if we have any. We have 5 places, right? Let me move it everywhere as null. We'll see that. So click on transmission. You can refresh this. Yeah, see, we got the error message. It fails in the transformations. Fail to write external content. External content valid cannot be null component purchase order number. So all kind of and validation is there. It will show you over there directly in this. Status is failed. And you can see we send null value as a purchase order number. That's why it failed. And you cannot see target because it didn't pass through till end.
I agree, Ryan. Ryan says it's very useful for day-to-day operations. That is super useful, right? I am surprised that it's still on Cloud Hub 1.0. So is that like a kind of a clue that it's just showing the progression of things? They were just kind of putting this out there and wanting to see if it was going to catch traction for them to not put it on 2.0 yet?
Probably
Thoughts
this
on
year
that,
only
or-
they were planning to move it to Cloud Hub 2.0.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. Let me quickly check. Partner manager.
yeah, I'm just curious. Because
I think they started.
if they're
They
going
recently started. Yeah.
okay. It's kind of one of those things. If you
What's
feel like
new?
they're going to keep it around, they would go ahead and move it over. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, recently I think Cloud Hub 1 or November only they started this year only 11.
There we go. Yeah, they're keeping it around then.
Yeah.
Good.
Looks like it already has support in that version because it wouldn't be removing something.
Yeah. Partner along the generator. So these are the fixes they are doing. Yeah, I think
Okay, there it is. It's a
October.
migration.
Yeah, 2 months back. Yeah.
Very good.
Cool. So yeah, that's it about the partner manager. Any questions, let me know.
Okay. You did a great job. Thank you so much for showing all that. Yeah, anybody pop in here and feel free to ask some questions now. That's what we're opening it up for. The question and answer time is open. Comments, anything. It's like anything. I see a lot of upfront work, but then once that upfront work is done, it's just going to
Just coming.
start helping you out and taking
Mhm.
care of things for you,
Yeah.
you know. So I'm sure you're seeing that when you're doing your job.
How long is the history kept in there?
That you can decide depends on your object store,
Yeah.
or depends on S3 bucket you are using. So you can decide 3 months, 4 months, 1 month. That you can decide. Depends on your requirement. Yeah.
Man, that was a eye opener for me, man. Thank you so much for doing that.
Pleasure.
Absolutely. Diane had to drop. She's catching a flight, but she's super appreciative for everything, and same for her. Yeah, that was very informative, she is saying. So, getting a lot of good feedback.
Thank you.
Great work, Akash. Appreciate that. All right, RJ.
I'm going to go ahead and just give a sneak peek to what's going on next week, everybody. So come on in here. Ryan has announced that he wants to do Advent of Code puzzles. So we're going to be going over some data. We come in here and get this checked out, and that's what's up. We'll stop the recording, and thank you again, Akash, for coming out today. We really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Time is valuable. You don't get that back, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Pleasure also.